Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Um, I don't really have a plan for this video. My sort of plan is to just show off my Anguirus custom that I made like a month ago. And then if I have time, I'll show my Godzilla X Kong ones, the progress on those, but I'd probably just rather save them for a separate video after this one. But first, the Anguirus. Here he is. I pretty much redid almost all of him. The sculpt is the same. It's made from the, movie monster series 2004 Anguirus. I don't really know what my favorite Anguirus design is, but if it had to be any, it would probably be this one. I think it's pretty underrated. From certain shots, his face can look goofy like the front, but other than that, I think it looks pretty cool. I really like the spikes around him, his color scheme. It's not why I decided to make this Anguirus as a custom. It's just that this is the only option I had. Yeah, I was able to find this guy for a good price on Amazon, so I bought him, and it came in like a day. So, the first thing I did was cut him up, as you can see, for articulation. And then I added Lego joints in here. This is the first time I ever used Lego joints. Most of the time I just used bendy wire, which never worked well. They just end up kind of ruining my customs. So I'm really glad I got these. I got like 100 for only like $10, which is honestly worth it. Then I painted him. I just went over the entire figure with black. I kept this part the same because I don't have an airbrush or anything to get through the cracks, so I just left it like that. I put like some gray here, but after I added the black, I added gray. Dry brushing all around it. It's hard to tell, but I'm glad. It's pretty hard to tell because it looks really smooth. I really like the dark color scheme for this guy. I keep saying, you're gonna have to deal with it. Sorry, I don't have a script, so I'm just gonna keep saying it. It's not like I'm trying to, it's just accident. Okay, I just said it again, whatever, we're gonna ignore that. Under his belly, we got, like, some tan, whitish dry brushing. I think it really worked here really well. Let me see if I can get a good angle of it. There we go. I really like the dry brushing here. I think it really worked. I didn't put too much. I didn't overdo it. I also put that color for the nails and the spikes. But then I dry brushed at the tips, like some yellow. Here's the nails. They're a little messed up. They're not that bad. They're all, like, inconsistent. But they're pretty much the same colors. And then up here, I just kept the same thing, but then I put some vibrant yellow dry brushing at the top to keep it a little more colorful, and I think that turned out really great. Then here, added like some gray in the cracks, and you can it kind of brings out the detail more, because without that paint, you would never see that they had crevices and all those bumps there. Let me see if I can get it to focus up close. Not really showing up. A little bit. You can see the lines, which you wouldn't be able to tell at all if they weren't there. So it's pretty cool. Tail. Let's focus. Please, thank you. I did the same thing here as the nails. Yeah, I really like that. Now the articulation. There's a ball joint here. You can see, pretty obvious. I didn't really add anything to cover the cracks. I don't think it's that bad. There's also a ball joint here at the neck, so I'm gonna look up that far down, right, left, and then the jaw. It looks wonky, but it's not that bad in my opinion. I might fix it one day, probably not. I think it looks fine. I'd rather work on other things like my Shimo, but I'll show that later. Yeah, and then the arms. This one is more tucked in where the joint is, so it doesn't move too much. This one here moves more, but it's exposed. I like this one more. Yeah, it looks a little more seamless. Yeah, and then here, the elbow, it's pretty much what you expect. Then here, ball joint as well. Let me see. There you go. I'm pretty sure a building just fell. I don't know if it was on camera, but whatever. Now the leg, the other one, joint, is loose. So I'm going to use this one as an example. Let me see if we can get a better look. Alright. Right there, ball joint, again, bend, and foot. Alright, now the interesting part, probably like most of you are waiting for, is the tail. These trees are getting in the way. I should have removed them for this review, but oh well. Let's see if I can get it into like a normal position first. There we go, like that. It can go up. Skar King's in the way. I don't know. Shouldn't have put him there. I don't have a lot of space here. Alright, we'll go up pretty far. Like that. I can go further, but it looks really unnatural because the joints are exposed and everything. If you want it to look natural, though, you can just fiddle with it, and it looks like that. If you want an S curve, you can get that very easily. Just do that. There we go. There we go. It looks nice, honestly, for my first time. Not one of my only times, probably. I don't know if I'm going to do it again. Then bends like that. And then it also goes down, like, let me see. Alright, like that. I really like the tail on this guy. It's not too easy to fiddle with. You're going to have to do it, like, one by one if you want to do it. Because, let me get an example. Like, it's not like this guy where I can just move the tip and they'll go together. This guy, you actually have to move it with intentions. You can't just move it along and expect it to look good. So, yeah, the articulation, I'd rate it, I'd say it's like a 7, 8 out of 10. I think I did good with the articulation. This guy is like a NECA figure, especially with the head area. It seems like something NECA would do. I'm proud of it. I didn't make any accessories for this guy because I don't think he does anything with attacks or effects in the movie, so I didn't make any. I don't remember. I haven't watched Final Wars in a while, so you might have to remind me. I just realized this paint chipping in his mouth. I should have sealed that better, but you know. Here's his eyes, if you're wondering. I did repaint them a little bit. This one is a little wonky. This side is a bit better. Let me see if I can get it. It's a little dark, but I'll take off his head just so you can get a look at the inside. Just glue everywhere. Let me see his head here. Here we go. His head. You can see the joint and that connects his mouth right there. There we go. It's a little risky taking off joints because they could be fragile, but it's pretty durable. I haven't had many breakages with this, maybe like 1 or 2 at most. So now that this guy's done, I'm just gonna pose him. I'll just do like one pose just to show him off, and then I'll move on to showing my progress, my Shimo figure, and maybe my Skar King. One second. Let me see if we can get this to work. They're kind of like a walking pose right there. Yeah, I really like this guy. And unfortunately, I have to move him aside for Shimo. It's really loud on camera. Okay. So we got Shimo here. Set her down. Alright. So, last time you saw this, if you're not looking at community posts, I don't think I made a video on the new updated one yet. Because the last time I showed it was probably like when GXK came out. And that was a while ago, where I didn't add any articulation. The paint was pretty good. I went more simple with the paint, more accurate. The eye, let me see if we can get a better look at the eyes. I'm really, really proud of the eyes. At first glance, they might look a little scary, like that. There are the eyes. They're a little cross-eyed, but they literally look like that in the movie. I'll see if I remember an editing process to put a picture, but when she's not glowing, this is what her eyes look like. They look scary, but kind of cute at the same time. So that's Shimo's eyes. I wanted to put the normal eye look because Haya did that. I kind of liked the way it looked, and it looks a little unnatural, just the blue, and it doesn't look that nice. So that's what it looks like. Then the articulation, I won't show that off yet. I'll wait for the review when I'm finally done, probably like tomorrow. Down, I'll show a little bit. Up, side, side. I use clay epoxy. It's still drying, but it's mostly dry. To cover up. It's not that covered up. I just wanted to get a little bit covered up. I'm sure when I paint it, it'll look better, but it's whatever. The back of the tail, I use Monster Arts 2019. And just to be clear, it wasn't a bootleg. I know, why would I do such a thing? It was my old Evolved Godzilla custom, which I didn't need anymore. It looked really ugly, it broke. So I just used the tail of it to make this custom, and I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's pretty good. It goes that far. It doesn't move that much, but it's, you get what you get. I'll show Skar King. I'm pretty much done with him. But yeah. I think I forgot to bring his other... I have two lifts. One is for him wearing it. One is a long bendy wire version where he waves it around. I'll show that in the actual review for him. This is what I have for now. This is just he wears it. It's not anything crazy. Just for show. And then I put that Kong axe on here just for fun. That's why it's on there. Put a ball joint at the head right there. Added a neck because he didn't have one. I also added wrist movement. Then his foot movement too. Yeah. I'll try to put him in a cool pose. 1 second. Alright. I'm almost done. Yeah, it's a little rough trying to do this on camera, but here's a cool pose for him. Well, I'm proud of it. Just for fun. I never made a review on him. I probably will one day. A custom Monster Arts Mecha Godzilla who broke on the tail several times. The dorsal fins breaking was totally my fault, but the tail, yeah, that was pretty dumb. But here it is. It kind of looks like the battle version, except more red. And I probably won't be buying the battle version of this guy that Monster Arts made. Too expensive, but this guy is good enough for me. You can see the red, not as vibrant as I'd like, but it's good enough. Yeah, I really like this guy. His eyes are neat. I did make a beam for him. It's not done. It kind of looks ugly, but you get what you get. There we go. Got red glowing in there. His tail has red. Yeah. Well, that's about it. I don't think I have any other things I need to show. I do have a Super 7 Heat Ray -1, but I don't think I need to show that. It's not that different from the normal version. Yeah, that was the video. It's already like 13 minutes long, so I'm gonna stop it here. Goodbye.